Warm up 29, number 1, combine like terms. A says 4x minus 3y plus 2x plus y. So what does it mean to combine like terms? Somebody tell me what that means. What are like terms? Anyone? Someone? Raleigh. Yes, so I think what he was talking about was we're adding together when they have the same variable. We are adding or subtracting the coefficients, or if there is a constant or more than one constant, we are adding those together. So the first thing we have are the variable x's. Here's a 4x plus, remember, catch that sign in front of it, plus 2x. 4x's plus 2x's is 6x. Put your calculators down, please. We are not calculating anything right now. Put them down. This is not a section that you would be using a calculator on. All right. Next, we have negative 3y. Make sure you see that negative in front of it. That's 3 negative y's. Negative y, negative y, and negative y. And to that, we are adding a positive y. What do? Cross off 0 pairs. What are we left with? Negative 2y. So we have 6x minus 2y. That is the proper way to write that. Technically, 6x plus negative 2y is okay, but that is not considered the correct way to write it. All right, questions about A? All right, so let's look here. We have negative 2x plus 3y minus 4y plus 5x. So we have 2 negative x's and 5 positive x's. Anybody know what we have when we combine those like terms? Alexis? Positive 3x. Very good. 3x. And then I have 3 positive y's and 4 negative y's. Anybody know what we have there when we combine those like terms? What is it? Negative 1y. Do I write the coefficient 1? No, so it's just minus y. If you did not know how to do that, you could say 3 positive y's, 4 negative y's, cross off 0 pairs, and that's how you can see your answer, right? Questions about those? 2, A and B, you are to simplify. Can anybody tell me what the process is for simplifying those? What am I going to do? Summer? Shoot the arrows. Is that a technical term? No. So I've heard that before, but does anybody know the math vocabulary for that? Do you know what that's called, Summer? It's not wrong. I'm just looking for the math vocabulary to go with it. Sophie? Distribute the 2. Distribute, multiplying both of those, and I have heard that as shooting the arrows. That means we're going to multiply both of those terms by 2. 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times 5y is 10y. So plus 10y because those are both positive. Can I add that any further? Can I get 18 somethings? Can I add the coefficients 8 and 10 together? Why? They are not like terms. They have different variables. They cannot be combined. All right, let's look at B. So if I distribute that negative 3, I'm multiplying both of those terms in the parentheses by negative 3. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 4y is negative 12y. That is what your answer should look like. Negative 6x minus 12y. And are we getting comfortable with this subtract or minus sign is the same thing as negative 12? Yes, that means the same thing, right? Taking away 12y's or moving 12 in the negative direction. It's the exact same thing. All right, factor out the common terms. What does that mean? Factor out the what? The greatest common factor out of the coefficients. And what is the greatest common factor for 2 and 4? 2. I'm going to factor out a 2. That means I need to put it out in front. And then what am I going to put inside the parentheses? Noelle. So do I need the coefficient 1? Nope. So x plus 2y. Everyone okay with that? Because now if I distribute 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2y is 4y. It's undoing. Okay? Write an expression to find the perimeter of the triangle below. So, anyone tell me what I need to do there? Anna. So you want me to put a 2x over here. Yes, that's a very important step. Lots of people forget that. And then finding the perimeter is doing what? Adding all of the sides together, because we need to know how far around it is. Perimeter is like putting a fence up. So we're going to say 3x minus 4. And then I could say plus 2x and do like that. Or I could just, I like to put my parallel sides together. Sometimes it makes it easier to group the terms. Plus 2x plus 2x. So 3x minus 4 is there. 3x minus 4 is there. Plus 2x plus 2x. And everybody know how I knew I needed to add all those together? Because perimeter is adding the distance around. Now combine like terms. 3x plus another 3x is 6x plus 2 more x's. 8x plus 2 more x's. 10x. Now this one is the one that you've got to be careful. What do I want to add together? Negative 4. If I have 4 negatives in a pile and I add 4 more negatives to that pile, it's negative 8 minus 8. 10x minus 8 is your answer. Noelle? How did you do it? Okay, so you just added in a different order. You used the commutative property, and you just kind of added in a different order. That's okay. Any questions or concerns? No? So make sure that you have your answers written like me, that you don't have like 3x plus negative y. It's 3x minus y. All right, put that to the side, and let's look at the skills practice for today. Algebraic expressions. Dominic, are you with us? Are you sure you're with us? Because I've moved over to this. All right, so we have been doing some of this solving algebraic expressions using substitution kind of since the beginning of the year on some of our warm-ups and reviews and homeworks. So we're going to actually look at some problems that may be a little more complex today. You can use a calculator. You always have to, when you're solving this in math class, you always have to show your work. You have to start by showing the substitution. Okay, so let's just look at an easy one like number 1. 2W. What's the operation that's happening between the 2 and the W? Multiplication. So make sure when you rewrite that, you show 2 times, and W is 2. 2 times 2, and that equals 4. If you do not show your substitution, it will be wrong, and you will have to redo it. Let me reiterate. If you do not show your substitution on this, on homework assignments, on quizzes or tests, if you do not show the substitution, it will be wrong and you will have to redo it. This I did it in my head stuff, we're not doing that. We discussed that on the first day of school. Those means, do you have to show your work? It is math class, so the answer is yes. All right. Let's look at a problem like, let's look at number 3, 9 minus z. 9 minus, and z is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. All right, let's look at 5. 3 plus 4 times z. 3 plus, and 4 times 6. So order of operations, what will we do first, the adding or the multiplying? We would do the multiplying first. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 is 27. If it were me, I would practice that order of operations step, and then I would use my calculator, and I would double check it with my calculator, which I do not have one here. Yes, I'll use Mr. Millwood's. So, these calculators know order of operations. So this problem you should put in just like this, 3 plus 4. Try it with the parentheses so that you can practice problems like that. 3 plus 4, parentheses 6. That's just how we wrote it. Equals, it's 27, we got 27. You should use this to try the order of operations on your own, then use a calculator to check it. I know that there will be some people in this room that want to get done as fast as humanly possible. And so they will just use the calculator. I'm telling you, order of operations needs practice, and that's what I would do. If I see you not practicing it on your own first, I will take your calculator away. Okay. All right, let's try 7. Do we all know how to do exponents? So y squared is 5. 5 squared is what? 25. Try it on the calculator in case you don't know. 5. Now what button? The caret button. This button right here that says move the next number up. Squared. That's what 5 squared should look like on the calculator, and we do get 25. All right, let's look down here at the bottom. Why are these a little bit different? We've got some decimals. Oh, well, let's talk about what does 9 mean? Divide, right? 6 divided by 2, and what is 6 divided by 2? 3. All right, so now we can look down here. Let's look at 11. 12 minus 3 times 3. So that would be 12 minus 9, and 12 minus 9 is 3. All right. Any others down there that you want to try? Let's look at number 21. Well, let's start with 20. 6 times m squared. 6 times m, m is 3. 3 squared. What does that mean in order of operations? What would I do first? The multiplication. No, I would do the exponents, right? Parentheses, exponents, then multiplication, division. So that becomes 6 times 9, right? And 6 times 9 is 54. Let's try that on the calculator, though. 6 times 3 squared. You can put that in as one math problems. 6 times 3 squared, and you get 54. All right, now let's try 21. P squared, so 9 squared divided by 3. These are a little bit different. When you excuse me, when you have a math problem above another number, you have to do this whole math problem first, hit equals, and then divided by. So let's see what that looks like. So if I were to do it on my own, I would say 81 divided by 3. And then 81 divided by 3 goes 2, 6, 21, 7. So our answer should be 27. But let's try it on a calculator. 9 squared divided by 3. So you would say 9 squared. I can't just say divided by 3. I have to hit the equal sign. Equals. Leave the 81 there and now say divided by 3. This says it takes the previous answer, which was 81, and we're going to divide it by 3. And we get 27. So what's the key to doing a problem like this one? If I put this in the calculator, what do I have to do? Push equals before. Try it without pushing equals. 9 squared divided by 3. Oh, it still worked. It doesn't always work. Use an equal sign. I'll have to find one that proves I know what I'm talking about. All right. Decimal problems, they should not give you too much trouble if you're using a calculator. Let's try number 29. 2.5 times 3 plus 2.5 divided by 5. So 2.5 times 3 plus 2.5 equals 10. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. This one might be one that you have to push the equal sign. I'm going to try it. 2.5 times 3 plus 2.5 divided by 5. Yes, that one is one that you have to push the equal sign. Because if not, it was dividing this by 5 and then adding the last step. So, get used to, when you do math on the top, hit equals before you divide by the bottom number. Questions about this? What about 30? Do you think I need to keep those parentheses there? Yes, because we're going to need to do the math inside the parentheses before we square. If you took it away, let's rewrite it. Let's see. N is 7 plus 2 squared divided by 3. If I didn't put the parentheses back, it would square the 2 first and then add it to 7. So let's do this on our calculator using the parentheses. Parentheses, 7 plus 2, in parentheses, caret 2. Do I need to hit equals? Yes, equals 81 divided by 3. I will know if you hit the equals or not, because if you don't have this step where you made that an 81 divided by 3, I'll know. 81 divided by 3, and that equals 27. Questions? No? All right, let's look at the back. You have 8 math problems with algebraic expressions. You have to read the word problem, write the expression, and then solve it. So we are going to do the odd problems only. Unless I hear a lot of talking and playing and off-task behavior, then I'll make the whole thing do. So all of the problems on the front, you can use the calculator. The odd problems on the back. questions, this is due today before you leave. If you have a question, get up and see me or Mrs. Bent. If this is later in the day, me or Mr. Miller.